Okay, so तो आज students, first of all we will learn this chapter, our constitution, हमारा संविधान, और हमें लॉ की जरूरत क्यों पड़ती है, कानून की जरूरत क्यों पड़ती है, वो हम आज पढ़ेंगे. ठीक है. सो लर्निंग आउटकम इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में संविधान. A constitution is a set of law and rules as per which a country is governed. तो जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन होता है वो कानून बनता है उससे, जिससे क्या होता है हमारा जो देश है वो मतलब प्रॉपरली सही तरीके से चलता है. इट इज a framework which decides the composition and functions of a government. So the Constitution of India lays down our national goals like democracy, socialism, secularism, liberty, equality, fraternity, etc. It also lays down the powers and functions of the government. It defines the rights and duties of the citizens and regulates the relations between the citizens and state. It performs the dual function of regulating the government as well as safeguarding the rights of the citizens. It is our duty to respect our constitution. Our constitution may be in a written form as in India, France and USA, or unwritten as in Great Britain. तो ये पहला संविधान है जो भारत में लिखित रूप में है और जिसको हमें मानना होता है और इसके अकॉर्डिंग ही हमें चलना होता है. क्यों, क्या होता है ना, सिर्फ जो हमारा देश है वो स्मूथ तरीके से चलता है, जो हमारी कंट्री है, ठीक है, स्मूथ फंक्शनिंग होती है उसकी. Importance of our constitution. In the present age of democracy, the power to govern is exercised by the representatives of the people, and they are also accountable to the people. Thus, they cannot be allowed to exercise the power according to their sweet will. So they are bound by certain principles. The state is an association of associations. Every association works according to certain rules. These principles put a check on arbitrary use of power by any person and ensure individual liberty. So these principles determine the setup of organs of the government, their power, mutual relations, and the rights and duties of the citizens. Thus, the constitution is very important in a democracy. Features of our constitution. Our freedom fighters battled for long in order to free our country from the imperial yoke. So they fought for certain ideals which they tried to incorporate in our constitution. तो जो हमारे फ्रीडम फाइटर हैं वो लड़े थे देश को आजाद कराने के लिए, है ना. A glimpse of these ideals can be read in the preamble of the constitution. The Constitution of India is a legal document. ठीक है, भारत का संविधान जो है वो एक लीगल डॉक्यूमेंट है. इट बिगिंस विद एन इंट्रोडक्शन और अ प्रीफेस कॉल्ड द preamble. The word preamble literally means an introduction to a legal document. In fact, the preamble is an introduction as well as the key to our constitution. It lays down the basic principles and reflect the ideals which the rulers of our country should always keep in mind while formulating and implementing national policies. It also enlists certain goals or objectives that the farmers of our constitution wanted to achieve. The 42 and Amendment of the Constitution 1976 made certain changes in the preamble. So the preamble in its amended form reads as follows. With the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign socialist secular democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens. Okay, ये एक तरह से oath है. Okay, justice, social, economic and political. Liberty, justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. ठीक है. Liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. Equality of status and of opportunity and to promote among them all. Fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution. The preamble reflects The true spirit of the Constitution, it showcases that the people of India are the real authority. This supreme documents of the land has been prepared by the people's representatives. Okay, so the nature and goals of the Constitution are expressed through the words sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. It is to be noted that in the original Constitution, so the preamble mentioned sovereign, democratic, republic, and unity of nation. The words socialist and secular have been added by the Constitution Amendment 42nd Act 1976. A brief explanation of these words would be quite meaningful. Sovereign. After gaining independence, India became a sovereign state governed by its own set of rules and laws. This means that India is no longer a dependency of the British Empire. It is no longer subject to any external power. It is free to make all decisions regarding its internal and external matters. It can establish relations with any foreign country, and no outside power can interfere in the internal affairs of our country. Socialist. A socialist state is the one where everyone has an equal right and opportunity to benefit from the country's wealth and resources. Okay, in our country, there are wide economic disparities. While some people are extremely rich and wealthy, the majority are poor and backward. So, to decrease this gap, अब क्या होता है कि in our country there are wide economic while some people are extremely rich, है ना? सब लोग मतलब बहुत लोग इतने अमीर हैं and wealthy, the majority are poor and backward. तो क्या होगा, जो गरीब और पिछड़े हुए लोग होंगे उनमें मेजोरिटी होती है. टू डिक्रीज दिस गैप, इस गैप को हटाने के लिए बिटवीन द रिच एंड द पुअर आर लीडर्स डिसाइडेड टू फॉलो द पॉलिसी ऑफ सोशलिज्म. ठीक है, द टर्म सोशलिस्ट implies that the state policies should be designed so as to serve the welfare of the people as a whole. So the distribution of national wealth must be kept even so as the reduced wide disparities in the income of the people. Suitable restrictions should be imposed on the rich people, and the interests of the people, interests of the poor and the weaker sections of society should be safeguarded. Secular. People in India follow different faiths like Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikh, Christianity and Islam. To maintain communal harmony and the unity of the country, the Indian Constitution has affirmed in the preamble that it is secular. The word secular implies four things. One, India is not a religious or theocratic state like Pakistan, Iran, Saudi Arabia, etc. It does not discriminate on this basis of religion. The state has no official religion of its own. All Indians have the freedom to profess, practice or propagate any religion which they deem fit to like, but at the same time no individual or group is allowed to carry on communal propaganda or spread hatred and ill will among the various communities. Democratic. The word democratic signifies that the state derives its power from the people, and the Constitution confers on the citizens the right to elect their representatives for the Union Parliament, state legislatures and the local bodies. So all adult people of the country take part in elections which are held after every 5 years. So the people can change a government if they are not satisfied with it. अगर लोग संतुष्ट नहीं है तो वो जो है उस सरकार को बदल सकते हैं. Republic. A republic is a state where the head of the state is a popularly elected person for a defined and fixed period of time. It is opposed to monarchy where the king is a hereditary ruler. At the time of independence, India suffered from backwardness due to various socio-economic problems. For an all-round development of the country, it was considered essential to provide justice, liberty, equality and fraternity to the people. So these objectives were laid down in the preamble. Justice. Our society is ridden with social inequalities. The caste system divides people into high and low castes. These differences lead to many injustices The poor and the low caste people are exploited and ill-treated by the rich, and the high caste people. Our constitutions seeks to remove such inequalities and to ensure social justice to providing various facilities to the weaker sections. Okay, so the preamble declares that the people of India should enjoy social, economic, and political justice in accordance with these objectives. The government has adopted socialism as its ultimate goal. Liberty. The principle of liberty is an integral part of democracy. All the citizens of India have been granted the freedom to choose their own way of life. So they are free to express their ideas and follow their beliefs without fear. Equality. All citizens are equal in the eyes of the law. No one is big or small. So there can be no discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, sex or wealth. So all people have equal status, rights and are entitled to equal opportunities. Fraternity. India is a land of huge cultural diversity. People of different regions have their own traditions, languages, faiths and cultures. In order to maintain the unity and integrity of the country, a sense of brotherhood is required among the various groups. So communal feelings have to be suppressed. It all cause social evils like casteism and untouchability are also to be removed. What are law? Law क्या होता है? कानून. Those concepts or rules which remain definite and unchanged are called law. The term law is used in different senses. Usually people discuss about divine law to express their faith in divine power. So the other law is the physical law based on cause and effect relationship, and it is unchangeable. So the third kind of law is man-made law. Man-made law or human law may be ethical, social or political. According to the Henry Sidgwick, laws are general directions so as to the conduct of the community for disobedience to which a penalty of some kind will normally be inflicted by the authority of government. T. Holland defines a law as a general rule of external human action enforced by a sovereign political authority. Some characteristics of law are as follows. 1. Law is an instrument to do a thing systematically. Law regulates the external life of the individual. 3. Law is enforced by a determined human authority. State is a sole political organization. Okay, no rule can take the form of law until it is approved by the state. Need for law. No civilized society can be peaceful unless its people abide by the rules and regulations. In fact, law regularizes the civic life of the community. Law are important for the smooth running of the society and for establishing peace and order in the state. So customs adopted by society when followed regularly take a constraint form and become law. In the past, certain principles were found to be useful and were applied regularly. Thus, they were recognized as law. So these customs cannot be ignored by the state. But if there are any social and religious customs like child marriage, okay, infanticide, sati system, and practice of dowry that hamper its progress and that of the country, they must be removed or at the earliest, otherwise, so they will destroy social structure and hinder national progress. Dowry is banned and punishable in India by the Dowry Prohibition Act of 1962. Deep-rooted evils cannot be removed all at once, but continuous efforts and more strengthened law help to reform the society. The constitution and the law, their relations. In pre-democracy days, the command and order of the ruler was regarded as a law. In the present world, in a democracy, elected legislatures make law for the good of the common people. But in a democracy too, sometimes certain laws are not approved by all, while some law might appear unjust from individual point of view. Law must be obeyed and people should abide by it. So, however, this does not mean that law should not be opposed, because our personal interest is not involved. If a person feels that a law is harmful to the society, so he must oppose it. Law and dissent. Mostly law are good because they have been framed for the welfare of the people, but there are bad law as well. People oppose all such bad law, so there is always a spirit of dissent underlying a bad law along with the spirit of acceptance in case of a good law. During the British rule, numerous unjust laws were passed by the government. For example, the Vernacular Press Act 1978 tried to put restrictions on vernacular newspaper. In 1905, the partition of Bengal was effected. In 1930, the unjust salt law was passed. Gandhiji launched the Satyagraha against it. Through Dandi March, he violated the salt law. At his call, people began to defy law and orders of the government. So there were strikes and demonstrations all over the country. So the people boycotted foreign goods and refused to pay taxes. Okay. Soon this movement gained strength. So the government followed a repressive policy to put it down. But these repressive measures failed to crush the spirit of Indians. In fact, dissent is an indispensable part of democracy. People have the right to have independent opinions which they express through their representatives. That is why there exist many opposition parties in every democratic country. So dissent is the right of every democratic party. Another example of dissent is the anti-liquor agitation. Many times the government tries to pass certain laws which are not good from ethical point of view. Liquor law is one of them. So the government justifies its policy on the ground that such a policy would reduce the distilling of illegal liquor, okay, which cause many deaths at times. But the opposition parties vehemently oppose such as action. They also take out processions, hold meetings, and even resort to satyagraha to condemn the government. Thus, dissent is an important feature of democracy. Rule of law and democracy. By now, we know that our constitution provides the framework for administering the country. A law which is against the fundamental rights of the people can be declared null and void by the Supreme Court. Okay, thus the rule of law will always prevail. The rule of law implies that no one is above the law. This not only regulates the power of the government but also stresses that everyone is equal before the law. Thus, we can say that democracy and the rule of law complement each other. Okay, so the all topics are covered in this chapter. Okay, I hope you all are very well understand this. So we will meet you the next class.